And hello again, everyone. We welcome you to the Palace and Wayne Trace High School for tonight's non-league matchup tonight as the Raiders of Wayne Trace entertain the Cougars of Van Wert. With Miles Holliday, I'm Randy Roberts. Partner, good matchup tonight here. A couple of schools just a few miles down the road from each other, and a good test for a very young Van Wert team trying to figure out where they're at here in the season.
Now, how about all our fans sitting behind us, right? Where else would you rather be, Randy, than right here, right now?
Ask all of them, though. Yeah, they apparently had other things to do.
You've seen the crowd at College Game Day. Well, this is a little bit different. But this is going to be a real fun one, right? You have Wayne Trace, who tradition. You have Van Wert with Jeremy Best in his first year. Got their first win last night over top of Parkway. And Wayne Trace coming off a tough loss last night at Bryan. Both teams still trying to figure out a little bit with who they are. Young team with Van Wert and Wayne Trace having to replace a lot of guys from last year.
Yeah, like Miles said, Van Wert 1-2 did win last night against Parkway 53-47. Mentioned their two losses to Crestview 61-44. How about that heartbreaker they had to Delphos St. John 74-73? Blue Jays got a free throw late to win that one.
Yeah, it was a heck of a basketball game, and that's a DSJ team, Randy, that they blew away Elida today. So it is a really good basketball team. Take a look at that starting lineup for Van Wert, the guy that you need to know about. Keaton Welch, he is a big-time scorer, just a sophomore. You gotta think he's a little bit nervous, maybe playing.
By the way, has some family roots. Yeah. As to say, his grandfather, the Hall of Fame coach Al Welch, spent all of his time here. Al was, I don't know if he still is at one time, helping out the Van Wert staff as well. You mentioned Jeremy Best, a two-time state champion coach at Crestview. Got away from head coaching, helped out the very successful girls program.
Yep.
Got the blessing from his family. Kind of, as you've been here before, you've been out for a while. You kind of get that bug to get into it again. Got the okay. Van Wert job opened up, real close to home, and here he is trying to turn around this Van Wert team that struggled last year.
I was fortunate enough to interview him the day after he took the job. And he was very honest. He's like, look, I have some apprehension because I know what happens when I coach. So trying to balance that is going to be important for Jeremy Best. But, you learn so much from being a young coach, and then you get a little bit wiser. So I think he's going to be ready for this challenge at Van Wert. And be honest, Randy, he's got some young guys that are going to be really good. Zach Crummy is one of them. He's a young guy you and I saw in football standing on the sideline. Like, who's this guy, right? And he is going to be an absolute stud.
By the way, had 18 to lead the Cougars in their win over Parkway last night. Meanwhile, for Wayne Trace, and we'll show you their starting lineup under veteran head coach Jim Linder. They opened with a couple of wins here at home. They defeated Lincoln View 63-54 and Parkway 63-51. A little different. They had to go on the road for the first time last night. Traveled to a Bryan team. We're still trying to figure out, is Bryan good? Is Bryan bad? Are they getting better? Obviously, they're getting better as the Golden Bears knocked off the Raiders last night, 55-49.
Jimmy Linder, is there a guy in Northwest Ohio that does a better job year in, year out than him, right? You just change the names. A lot of names stay the same.
Change the first names, the last names.
Yeah. Last names stay the same, but Jimmy Linder is always going to have a successful team. They have a great program here. Caden Sin, a guy that can fill it up from deep, and Tanner Lonkoff, another guy. But the guy I really like is Carter Clemens. He is a big dude. It can be physical. You saw him last year as a young guy. You just saw the potential there. He's starting to realize that potential now.
Yeah, both of those guys ended up in double digits in that loss last night against Bryan. All right, let's get some keys to the game for this one, partner. What are some keys to the game tonight for visiting Van Wert?
If you got a chance to watch this Van Wert team against Delphos St. John's, you saw a lot of guys that can get to the rim and a lot of spin moves doing it. But at times they didn't finish because they didn't get their chin on the rim. So if you're going to attack that rim, Randy, when you get your chin on the rim, your eyes go to the rim. Makes it easier to finish. And number two, run them off that line. Wayne Trace, we all know, loves to shoot the three, and they've been really good at it early in the year. Make sure you go out, extend that defense, chase them off that three-point line. And then baby steps to big strides. This is a young basketball team. They're going to take small baby steps until they're ready to start running. Well, maybe tonight they start taking big strides and become that team that lives up to their young potential.
And some keys to the game tonight for Wayne Trace.
That's a 3 for 1. It's a 3 for you. It's a 3 for all. Wayne Trace loves to shoot the three, so let it go if you have an open look. And then number two, Randy, you know that Hank Williams Jr. song, Family Tradition, right? Well, it should be the theme song because all the names, the last names, they kind of say the same. Shooting basketball here at Wayne Trace is indeed a family tradition. You look at the Sin Lockoff name, Stoller's on that lineup as well. A lot of family tradition here for Wayne Trace. Live up to that tradition. And the number 3, D2O. They love the pressure, right? Get that defense, convert it into offense right away. We've been here many times where the opponent can't get the ball in bounds, but can't get a timeout called because it's steal after steal, and it turns into a layup.
We're looking forward to what should be a good one. We've got Van Wert and Wayne Trace next here on WOSN. Randy Roberts, Miles Holiday back with you here in the Palace, getting set for this non-league boys basketball matchup between Van Wert and Wayne Trace. And the premier sponsor for Van Wert tonight is First Federal of Van Wert. Your community, your bank.
Crummy versus Clemens on the tip. Randy Roberts, it's go time.
Tip is going to head out of bounds. Officials are going to discuss, and it looks like Wayne Trace will have the opening possession of the night.
Boy, the anticlimactic tip, right?
Straight out of bounds. They'll lower the lights up here in the upper levels. Get this down on the court. Different feel than just about anywhere else if you're a high school basketball player and you get to play in the GMC or you're lucky enough to come to Wayne Trace.
Yeah, one of the biggest gyms that you're going to find in the area. And at times, they will fill it up. Love the patience early by Wayne Trace.
Did some remodeling here within the last couple of years. Some new bleachers put in. New press row on the lower level. We're going to have a travel on the drive to the basket from Tanner Lockoff.
Hey, this is an offense at Wayne Trace that if you're on the weak side, you're going to have to be ready to come off and help because they have movement nonstop.
And that traditional pressure defense applied by Wayne Trace. Van Wert able to break it as the Cougars bring this one into the front court. Griffin McCracken, top of the key, will find Welsh. Welsh trying to get inside. Gives this one off to the corner. Cohen Bragg up on top. Of a handoff for Keaton Welsh. Welsh, pull-up jumper. That one might have been partially deflected. Ball's going to be saved from going out of bounds, but the Raiders are going to get this one. Lob ahead, too far in front of Caden Sin, and Wayne Trace will turn it right back over.
Yeah, Carter Clemens, great job first getting a hand in the face, deflecting the basketball, and then trying to lead the break, but just a little more, too much hot sauce on that one. Turns it back over to Van Wert.
Keaton Welsh in the backcourt brings this one across the timeline. 6:40 and counting left to go. Opening quarter, still looking for our first points of the evening. This one mishandled momentarily. Welsh able to get it back. Good entry pass goes inside for Cremy. Cremy trying to find someone underneath the basket. Count it, and we're going to have an early three-point play.
Nice job by Cremy coming over the double team, splitting it. The advantage of being a 6'5", 6'6" is that you can throw over top smaller guys when they double on you.
So Mikey Cowan will get the basket. He's going to go to the Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throw line, and he will convert the three-point player. Free throws tonight brought to you by Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Lima, Wapak, Delphos, and St. Mary's. Call Lee's for all of your catering needs. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, where home style happens here. 3-0 Van Wert trying to go for back-to-back wins. This team that went 4-19 a year ago. Spin on the baseline. Ball's going to be lost. It's another turnover. It's back-to-back turnovers here. And now the Cougars push in transition. And the Hoffman-Edwards Plumbing Heating and Air 3 is good out of Griffin McCracken.
Yeah, how about the look by Keaton Welch? Got the pass, looked up right away, and we're going to have a whistle, Randy.
I thought we had ourselves a timeout, and the teams were acting as if there was a timeout, but that gives us the moment to tell you our three-pointers tonight are brought to you by Hoffman-Edwards Plumbing. They take pride in providing the highest quality plumbing and heating along with the best customer service. Call 419-238-5628 for all of your HVAC needs.
The officials didn't signal. I think maybe it was a delay of game warning touching the ball when it came through the basket.
Off the miss, Cougars pushing again. McCracken's going to go for back-to-back Hoffman Edwards plumbing, heating, and air threes and bury it.
Well, Griffin McCracken must have gotten his hair cut today, and he's feeling good about it. Red hot, back-to-back, 3 dimes.
9-0 run to start this one for Van Wert. As the entry pass into the low block, triple team inside, not going to matter. Muscling his way to the hoop is Carter Clemens, and he's going to draw the foul.
Now you're wondering when they were going to try and get Carter Clemens involved. Big fella, 6'3" on that low block. Great job of drop stepping and squaring up, getting the contact. And it looks like, I was just going to say, it looks like they're going to get him off that Schneid, 9-0, but a little too strong on that one. Carter Clemens looks like he's a little geeked up.
Yeah, that Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throw is no good. Change coming as Zach Stoller will enter for the Raiders. 6'6" sophomore expected to give them some help inside. Rebound is going to be knocked around as both free throws off the mark. And now it's the Cougars with a chance again. They'll go inside. Easy entry pass and the score from Crummy. And now it's Wayne Trace that wants to take the early timeout.
Yeah, you knew it was going to be a quick timeout by Jimmy Linder, down 11-0. And I would not want to have my eardrums anywhere near this team huddle right now.
11-0 Van Wert will take a timeout here on WOSN. 11-0 Van Wert with the early lead over Wayne Trace. And partner, like you said during that timeout, someone might want to run down and tell Wayne Trace we've started.
You don't see Wayne Trace down 11-0 very often. Jim Linder wasted no time trying to correct the woes of this early game.
It's coming again, as we mentioned in our pregame, off the heels of a loss last night on the road at Bryan, 55-49. Not all that often a Wayne Trace basketball team is held under 50 points as well. One of the teams that will get up and down the floor, like Miles said, is keys to the game. Usually starts with defense turning into offense. There's some offense there as Caden Sin will knock down the Hoffman Edwards plumbing and heating three.
You cannot carry the last name Sin if you're not going to be a shooter from behind the arc. Caden Sin lives up to that great last name.
Now, Wayne Trace is going to change things up defensively here. I think I might have taken Miles' point away from him.
Good change into the zone because Van Wert was getting just about any shot they wanted.
Now, the way Van Wert was shooting the three early on, they are tempted to just shoot over the top of it. Tried there and missed. Raiders come away with the basketball. Entry pass. Good defense. We're going to get a foul down on the low block. This is going to go against Micah Cowan.
Yeah, tough foul for Micah Cowens because look at the entry pass. Where does it take Clemens? It takes him to the baseline. He can't score right there, right? Tough to shoot over top the backboard. You don't need to be that handsy when a guy is underneath the basket.
So second foul on Cowan, second against Van Wert. As there's one inside, and we're going to get a foul. Is this uncrummy? Is he going to catch the body? Nope, they're going to call this one on Caden Collins. So Collins, number 11, we're going to see it underneath here.
Well, Collins is going to get the foul because he trailed through to the low block. And Clemens turns right into him, and he lower-bodied him. It was going to be a cream block by Zach Crummy.
So the first Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throw is a good one for Carter Clemens. That gets him in the scoring column. Second one is off the mark, but 11-4 now. Van Wert in front halfway through this opening quarter.
Now 1-3-1, extended far out, so it makes it tough to shoot a three. You will have an open three in the corners if you swing it quickly.
Looked like on that first possession, that's what Van Wert's trying to do. Now we're going to get a whistle, and we have a three in the key called here, partner?
Yeah, it's going to be three in the key. As Zach looks over at Jeremy Bass. Coach, I was in and out of the key. Well, you got to have both feet out of the key.
So the turnover gives the ball back over to the Raiders here. 3.5 minutes to go in our opening quarter.
Well, you see how that zone is kind of slowed down that Van Wert offensive attack. And until they can make Van Wert pay for being in it, Van Wert's going to stay in it. I mean, Wayne Trace is going to stay in it.
I've been struggling doing the same thing.
Too many names.
I understand. Travel call there on Brady Miller of Wayne Trace. That'll give the ball over to Van Wert. I'm just glad I let you make the first mistake of the night, and then I don't feel so bad when I follow with the same mistake. Trying to bank in the three ball from the side. That's no good by Lockoff. Rebound comes out to the Cougars. We'll just go Cougars Raiders. How's that?
Oh, I love it.
3 ball. That one no good. Put back right there. It's no good, but we're going to see Zach Crummy go to the free throw line for Van Wert.
Well, look at Crummy. He's working against Stoller. And Stoller loses track of him. And he knows Stoller is a guy that knows what physical post play is like. I'm sure his brother Kyle has beaten him up a lot in the driveway over the years.
Crummy will knock down his first least famous recipe chicken free throw. That gives him 3 tonight.
Not many better high school rebounders than Kyle Stoller when he was here, man. He was a rebound magnet.
Crummy will knock down both tosses. 13-4. Van Wert with the lead here. 2:54 to go in our opening quarter.
Now a little 2-2-1 employed by Van Wert. See if they can get it, the turnover, and it works.
Yeah, getting Wayne Trace to speed up a little bit led to another turnover here in this opening quarter.
Tough to pass off the dribble. That's what Caden Sin did. Going to drop back into this 2-3. It's an extended 2-3, though, not a passive.
It's a ball knocked out of bounds. It's going to stay with Van Wert.
Van Wert's going to have to extend it and then make a diagonal pass to a cutter from behind around the free throw line. They'll be able to get a good look that way.
Nate Gerhardt gets the inbound in over to Keaton Welsh. Welsh dribbling out of traffic. He's going to come back near the timeline. Bad spot in that corner, but he's able to get rid of the basketball.
Real active hands by by Wayne Trace early in this defensive possession.
It's forced Van Wert to play around the perimeter here. But with this lead, they'll run some time off the clock. There's the 3 ball they won, and that one's going to be no good out of Xavier Kelly. Raiders come up with a miss as Sin is going to flip a pass into the corner, going for Miller. Here's the entry pass for Clemens. Clemens comes back through the lane, gets that jump stop, needs some help, gets the kick out. Man's open in the opposite corner. Took a minute to get there. 3 ball rims out. Going up and over everyone for the rebound. A Stoller. It's going to be no good. And Van Wert's going to come away with a basketball.
Already the second offensive rebound for Stoller since he's been in the game. Just a little too strong on that baby hook.
Van Wert still trying to find a way to attack this zone defense. There's the extra pass. Keaton Welsh will bury the Hoffman-Edwards plumbing and heating and air 3-pointer.
Well, release, rotation, and splash for Welch, and that will get any team out of a 2-3 zone when you bury it from beyond the arc.
Third triple the Cougars have already hit here in this opening quarter. Trying to match on the other end is Gerber. That's going to be no good. Gerber calling for the basketball inside off the offensive rebound.
Yeah, another offensive rebound by Stoller.
That's Sin, the tough fadeaway scores.
Boy, that was smooth, wasn't it? Tickling the twine.
Sin's got 5 of the 6 for Wayne Trace, but the Raiders down by 10. It's another corner 3. That one more of a shot put effort put up there by Nate Gerhardt.
A little too early in that offensive set for Jeremy Best. Not happy with that shot.
Wayne Trace trying to answer about the shooter's touch from the corner as Caden Sin knocks down his second. Hoffman-Edwards plumbing, heating, and air 3-pointer.
It is a family tradition for the Sin family. Tickle the twine from beyond the arc.
Makes it 16-9 as Van Wert is going to take a quick timeout. We'll just keep it right here. Final 30 seconds to go here in this opening quarter.
Yeah, it got real loose all of a sudden, didn't it? Both teams realized we can score in a hurry. And went from station to station to let's light it up. And a good thing that Caden Sin made the call time today because he is carrying the offensive burden for Wayne Trace.
16-9, Van Wert in front of Wayne Trace here. Final 30 seconds of this opening quarter. Hey, we are into the second weekend of basketball, but for a couple of local football teams, their season's wrapped up officially today, so congratulations. Coldwater Cavs, Division VI football state champions with a very workmanlike, very Coldwater type effort over Kirtland, 31-7, I do believe. And our friends in Liberty Center on the tough end of a loss to Ironton, the D5 state title game.
And of course, Marion local eked by yesterday.
Barely got by.
74-0.
Right? They rubbed the sleep out of their eyes Friday morning at 10:30, and they were ready to play.
How about Coldwater, though, Randy? Kirtland went down to the 28, 4th down. They made a big stand on the first possession of the game and then rolled from there.
So congratulations to all of our local teams. So we know we'll be seeing them on the hardwood here very soon, as some of them are going to take a couple of weeks off to get into basketball shape. Here's a turnover by Van Wert. This is what Wayne Trace likes to do. But the first block against the backboard putback's going to be no good, and that's how our opening quarter will come to an end.
Oh, look at the ability to catch from behind by unbelievable effort by Keaton Welch. Keaton Welch goes up and just plays volleyball against the backboard.
16-9, Van Wert after one. We'll take a timeout and come back here on WOSN. Well, a little bit of a surprise after one quarter of play. Van Wert with a 16-9 lead over Wayne Trace.
9-5, though, since it was 11-0 Van Wert. Jim Linder had to wake his guys up in this zone. Has been a big reason why.
So Van Wert with the basketball to begin the second quarter. Tonight's premier sponsor for the Van Wert Cougars is First Federal Bank in Van Wert. Your community, your bank.
That matchup zone 1-2-2. It'll be a 1-3-1 at times. It will be a 2-3. But most importantly, your weak side rebound, and that's exactly what Tyson Gerber did right there.
So Wayne Trace with the basketball for the first time here in this second quarter. It's Tanner Lockoff. He'll get rid of this one. Off to the wing it goes for Carter Clemens. Clemens back to Lockoff. Lockoff will get a screen from Clemens. Clemens rolled to the basket. Now had his arms both out extended. I think that was his way of trying to call for the basketball. Comes out to the wing to get it. And back over to Gerber. Tyson Gerber comes top of the key. Gerber with a handoff over for Brady Miller. Typical Wayne Trace, right? 5 ball handlers out on the floor at once. Wing 3, that one's going to catch the front of the iron. Ball was knocked around, and good job tracking that down in the corner by Miller.
Yeah, it was all effort by Brady Miller to get that one and get another possession. Stealing one for Wayne Trace, and it pays off. Tyson Gerber gets it done.
Yeah, cuts that lead down to 5. The Cougars are going to take their time. Still against this defense. How about McCracken? Long 3. That one's going to be no good. Not even having to leave his feet is Crummy to get the rebound, but this one's going to be thrown away.
Wow, look at the extension by Crummy, though. Go, Gadget Arms. Just go up and get it.
He's going to be special by the time he's done, right?
Yeah, look at those battleships he's wearing as shoes. They are absolutely massive. He's going to be a big dude. Get your wins against Van Wert this year, because you're not going to get many in the next couple years.
And that's for the multiple sports that he plays.
Can't wait to see him on a football field.
So Raiders with the basketball. Nowhere to go. Top of the key for Stoller. Stoller's going to find Lockoff. How about the step back? That's going to be left short. But under the basket, Carter Clemens will gather it in and get the putback.
Yeah, you said step back shot. That was pass all the way, my friend. That's what Sim's going to say tomorrow during film. Coach, I was passing that.
Cougars still in the backcourt. Then they realized that Xavier Kelly needed to cross the timeline before he gets the play call. There's a turnaround from the elbow. Welsh trying to bank that in. Crummy's going to go up and over for the rebound, but he's going to be called for the foul.
Clemens, great job of staying between Crummy and the basket. You're going to see him get his hip right into 23 and then go up and get it. The Van Wert faithful don't like that call, but it's the right call.
Makes this a one-possession game possibly here. 5:40 and counting left to go before halftime. Van Wert got the first 11, and thanks to that, they've led this one since then. Now we're going to have an offensive foul going the other way.
They're going to get Clemens. Yeah, Carter Clemens going to be his first. Someone call U-Haul because that was a mover. Moving screen. Officials point of emphasis this year away from the action. Make sure you call it.
So Van Wert's going to get this back. And now
we're going to have a fan ejection.
Yeah, someone said something, and it's going to be a student. And he's going to be asked to be removed. Well, makes it a little interesting now for the rest of the night. How do you like to explain to mom and dad why you're home early?
Well, chances are there's an administrator that might make that phone call, let mom and dad know too.
This one's going to be turned around down in the low block, so Wayne Trace can get it back. Walk off. Swing this one around over to Caden Sin. Sin back to Lockoff. Tanner comes. He'll drive. High off the glass. Foul's going to be called. Crummy wants to make sure that's not on him as he clearly got the block off the glass here.
Yeah, he's going to rise up big time and swat that thing away. And I think they're going to get the foul call before that.
Yeah, it's going to be on Welsh. It's going to be his first. You saw the contact on the replay. It will allow Lockoff to head to our Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throw line. Free throws tonight brought to you by Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Lima, Wapak, Delphos, and St. Mary's. Call Lee's for all of your catering needs. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, where home style happens here.
And it doesn't matter which one you go to, which one of those cities. It's all good.
First one's made. Second one, rebound tipped straight up. Carter Clemens with it. Through a double team. It's going to be no good. Crummy's going to come up with a miss. Little inadvertent contact as Carter Clemens still on the ground.
Yeah, Carter Clemens is a battler inside, isn't he? It's been fun to watch him and Crummy go at it. We saw Orr last night at Spencerville. He is a warrior inside, but Carter Clemens, all effort.
A good rivalry between these two communities. These are two schools about 16 miles apart from each other.
We did the game last year where Wayne Trace ran away with that one, but much different teams here tonight. Great effort so far.
Pace is slowed down. At least the scoring is slowed down here in the second quarter. Cougars have been stuck at 16 for a while. Crummy triple team trying to find the open man. Still at his dribble. Bounce pass is knocked away. Ball's loose on the floor. And the Cougars are going to hang on to it. Extra pass out. Here's Welsh trying to get inside. Lost the handle under the basket. Needs some help. Ball's lost again on the floor. And finally the Raiders are going to come away with it. They've got a 2-on-1. The rebound's going to be no good as that is Griff McCracken with it. And he's going to give it to Welsh, and they're going to slow up the pace.
Brady Miller had a great look at it. Would have tied the game up just a little bit too hard on that layup. It rolled off the iron.
It's been about 5 minutes since Van Wert's had a basket. They still lead this one 16-14.
The problem for Van Wert, though, is when they're lobbing it into the post, it is taking forever to make a decision that allows 5 sets of hands to come down and harass Crummy.
So Welsh is going to have his pocket picked. Wayne Trace trying to run the break. This is going to be no good. Crummy, he's going to try to throw it down, and he does.
Yes, you can. Big fella. A little dunkalicious, Cougar style.
Van Wert fans near us up making some noise. You take a look at the replay.
Well, how about the chin up? Just like Randy Roberts in middle school back in the day.
On the 6-foot rim, maybe. 18-14. Oh, by the way, Van Wert's first basket of the second quarter. Turnaround in the low block's going to be no good. Crummy's got the miss. He's got an outlet in Keaton Welsh. Welsh is going to bring this one into the front court.
Boy, how many dunkalicious moments do you think we'll see out of Crummy in the next 4 years?
Pass goes to the corner. It's going to be knocked out of the hands of Cohen Bragg as Wayne Trace forces yet another turnover.
Yeah, got to be a little bit stronger with that basketball. Wayne Trace will harass you on the perimeter out of that zone.
So Raiders with a basketball. They work around the perimeter now. Brady Miller. It's a 3 top of the key. That's going to be no good. Cowan gets the miss. Cowan nearly has it taken away. Cowan strung to the basket. We're going to whistle well before the dribble drive here. This is going to come at the top of the key.
Yeah, remember one of our keys. Chin the rim. Watch Cowan right here. Makes the cut. Good, strong left hand. Now watch his chin. Where does it go, Randy? Right on that rim because his eyes go with it. Great take. A little coast-to-coast action by 2-2.
Brady Miller, the guilty party. That's his team's second foul. Came on the dribble drive well before the shot. So Van Wert will inbound here with 1:40 to go in our opening half of basketball. Welsh draws the double team. It's that extra pass into the corner. Up fake from Caden Collins. Collins had a big night at 7 off the bench in their win last night. Corner shot is up, no good. Now Jim Linder, I don't know if he told everyone to slow it down, but they're going to make sure they get what they want out of this possession, and Wayne Trace's Lockoff brings it into the front court.
I like the shot selection by Cohen Bragdo. He had a good look in the corner. Had the defense screened off. Go ahead and take that.
Tough shot under the basket put up there by Caden Sin. He got caught where he picked up his dribble, and now Van Wert will get it under a minute to go in our opening half.
That's funny how this game at time explodes into a full court fun fest, but then other times it grinds down to a half court, just dig it in and try to get a bucket.
Looks like that is what Van Wert's trying to do here. Welsh fakes the three. Crummy draws the extra bodies on that outlet, gets it back, bangs around inside, and he'll get the turnaround.
I love the extra pass by Collins. Rewards the big fella for working hard.
Zach Crummy now has 8, as it's a 6-point lead for the Cougars here, 20 seconds before halftime. There's Lockoff. Remember, his brother Tanner now playing at Ohio Dominican?
Yes.
So here's a drive. This one is going to be before the shot as well.
Now, one of the huge tragedies from last year was when he blew his ACL out. That was an awful moment. And Wayne Trace, though, continued to win basketball games. And easy call by the officials. Good aggressive, taking it to the hole by Wayne Trace. Well, I don't know if I've ever seen a kid like Brooks Lockoff, though, with the hand length on the perimeter. How many buckets did he get by just getting a steal and converting it?
Not a lot of Division III teams at the time with a 6'3" point guard. There's a look inside. Just rolls off the rim for Tanner. And now Wayne Trace is going to run out of time as the horn will sound. We have reached the half here in the Palace. And a bit of a surprise at the break as Van Wert leads Wayne Trace 20-14. We'll take a timeout and have the second half for you when we return here on WOSN. A good one so far here in the Palace, 20-14. Van Wert leads Wayne Trace as we're just about ready to begin our second half of basketball with Miles Holliday. I'm Randy Roberts. A partner, we thought we were going to get one up and down the floor, 16-9 after one. Van Wert, see, I let you make it, and then I made the same mistake.
It's easy to do, my friend.
Van Wert's first basket of the second quarter came late, but it was an impressive one, a big rim rattler, and they've been able to hold on to the lead.
And more importantly, Randy, our fans behind us have grown. We're now up to 6 that love Randy and Miles here. But, yeah, it's been a lot of fun. How about the timeout, though, by Jim Linder, settling things down and changing philosophy? And that will get Jim Linder smiling. Down 11-0 early. And they've come battling back, only down by 3.
And Caden Sin's going to open the second half with a big Hoffman-Edwards Plumbing, Heating, and Air 3-point shot. Hoffman-Edwards Plumbing takes pride in providing the highest quality plumbing and heating along with the best customer service. Call 419-238-5628 for all of your HVAC needs.
Either the basket moved or somebody got a piece of that. Micah Cowan, not the shot he wanted.
Raiders now can tie it with a 3 here, opening moments of our second half. They battle back, as Miles said. Van Wert got the first 11. So look inside, trying to get around his defender. Shots up, no good. Zach Crummy comes up with a miss for the Cougars. He'll find an outlet in Keaton Welsh.
Such a shame because it was a spectacular spin drop step by Clemens. Couldn't get the finish that he wanted.
Welsh is going to give this one up top of the key as they work it around Griffin McCracken. Now into the corner to Welsh again. There's the entry pass, Crummy. Crummy draws the extra bodies. There's Bragg under the basket. His layup's going to be no good. A lot of contact going for the rebound, and a foul's going to go on Zach Crummy.
A good job on the offensive rebound by Micah Cowan. A little too strong, and it's going to result in a foul. Early in the season, Randy, you will see a lot of missed bunny opportunities. Guys forget to get their eyes up on that rim in the backboard before they shoot it. You kind of rush yourself. They'll settle down as the season goes on.
So foul on Crummy is his second. So here are the Raiders now with another big Hoffman-Edwards Plumbing, Heating, and Air 3. Buried again, the 4th of the night by Caden Sin.
How do you spell 3 ball? It's easy. S-I-N-N.
12 of his 14 have come from behind the arc, and now here's a turnover on the baseline drive. Welsh is going to be out of bounds.
Good help by Clemens on the dribble drive. It's going to get some help as well by Gerber, and that's going to force Welch stepping on that line. Another turnover for Van Wert.
Yeah, Van Wert players ready to inbound. They thought a foul had been called on Wayne Trace, and we want to tell you that tonight's premier sponsor for the Van Wert Cougars is First Federal Bank in Van Wert, your community, your bank. So drive inside, Crummy with another block from behind.
A great recognition by Crummy. Watch 23 in the middle of your screen. Going to move those big battleship shoes. And the long arm of Crummy says, nuh-uh, not tonight.
It's going to be his, I believe, third of the night. Straight on three. He's going to head out of bounds. Little heat check for Sin, as we're going to get a substitution here for the Cougars. Xavier Kelly's going to check in.
If I'm Jim Linder, I don't care if Caden Sin pulls up right across half court and lets it go. He's been my offense. You feel it, son? Go ahead and spin it.
It's Keaton Welsh going to bring this into the front court for Van Wert. We'll spin it around for Griffin McCracken. McCracken will find Welsh. Welsh back to McCracken. Once that entry pass inside, picked up his dribble. Now he's going to need some help. Kelly sets up top of the key. Still going against that zone defense. Kelly's just going to attack it. High off the glass, can't get it to go. Rebound's tipped into the hands of Lockoff.
Yeah, one and done again for Van Wert.
There's a trail three and a big one as Tyson Gerber knocks down the Hoffman Edwards Plumbing, Heating, and Air three, and now Van Wert needs a timeout. 5:12 to go, third period. Wayne Trace leads, and we'll take a timeout here at WOSN. 23-20, Wayne Trace has come out on a 9-0 run to begin the third period, and they've claimed their first lead of the night.
Now watch the transition now. Great job filling the lanes, and then watch the little pitter-patter steps of Gerber. Right in rhythm, catches it and goes. A little spoon-fed three ball for Gerber.
So that is the fifth tray that Wayne Trace has made tonight. First person not named Sin to knock one down. Van Wert tries to answer on the other end. It's going to be no good. Clemens gets the miss. Cougars scrambling to get back defensively.
Well, I think what happened is they went over our three keys of the game at halftime. They said it's got to be a three for all, not just a three for Sin. And Gerber said, I'll oblige.
It's a tough pass inside in traffic. It's going to be no good. Clemens is going to take the rebound away from Crummy, and we're going to get a whistle and a foul.
Boy, Clemens is just all activity, isn't he? He is never sitting and doing nothing, just relentless with movement.
So Xavier Kelly's going to be guilty of the foul. They're going to whistle Clemens going up for a putback, so he's going to go to the Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throw line, where the first one's no good.
Xavier Kelly, another one of these young guys. Remember how dynamic he was in football? We saw him, like an 8-catch night against Ottawa Glandorf. He's going to be a really good one as well.
So Clemens will split the free throws, and again, the free throws tonight are brought to you by Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Lima, Wapak, Delvis, and St. Mary's. Call Lee's for all of your catering needs. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, where home style happens here. Biggest lead of the night now for the Raiders, 24-20. They didn't lead until this run to begin the second half. Through a double team, Crummy can't get the first one. Putback's no good. Second effort, straight on three is no good. Now out of traffic, here's Clemens with a miss. Clemens going to lead the break. He's the only white jersey in the lane. It's not going to stop him. Little spin-a-rooney and score for the junior.
Clemens, we just talked about how good he was on the offensive boards. This time, the fella says, I can lead the break as well.
He's got 6, which is what the lead is now for the Raiders. And we're going to get a ball out of bounds on the sideline, as Van Wert's going to turn this over again.
I'm going to take a look right here. The active hands of Sin and Clemens going to get the trap. And they do a great job, Randy, of going knee to knee there and not allowing Collins to get out of it. Another turnover by Van Wert.
So the Raiders with a chance to add on to their lead here. 3.5 minutes to go in our third quarter.
Well, dare I say, Van Wert up 11-0, down by 6, is snacking on some danger.
Clemens a little bit out of control, goes up with a left hand. Van Wert players below us wanted an offensive foul on the whistle. but it looks like Clemens is going to go to the free throw line.
Clemens gave us the spinner Rooney on the right-hand side. This time breaks it back to the left-hand side now. Been a little bit of a struggle at the charity stripe for him here tonight, but nothing but money on that one.
And he hits the first Lee's Famous Recipe chicken free throw. It's another extended drought for Van Wert. We saw this in the second quarter. They were stuck at 16 for a while, now stuck at 20 here for 4 minutes plus this third quarter.
Now, third quarter has been big for Van Wert already this year. Outscored Parkway 18-4 in the third quarter. That's how they were able to get that one against Parkway.
Welsh trying to get on track. His three is no good. Clemens, that man-sized rebound, finds an outlet in Tanner Lockoff. Lockoff is able to bring this one into the front court. Kelly trying to just rip it away. Does a nice job defensively against Brady Miller. Miller will get back and get the basketball.
Yeah, he fought over top that screen to jump it.
Lockoff had it knocked away. The outlet, though, is going to be turned over, so the teams trade turnovers. So, but Clemens' left hand just spins out, and Crummy gets the miss.
He did absolutely everything correct, but it rolled out. Clemens again at point-blank range.
So here's Welsh, top of the key, picked up his dribble. He's going to get behind him for Caleb Collins.
The thing I don't like about this set for Van Wert is Welch is 25 feet away from the basket. Let's see if we can get him in one of the corners running baseline, get him open for a three.
Got a screen. Now he does set up in the corners. Kelly with it to Collins. Back to Welsh. Welsh got to the free throw line. And Collins on that ball fake is going to be called for the travel.
Boy, what a move early in this basketball game, jumping into the zone look. It totally changed the complexion of this one.
So Wayne Trace come back with the basketball. What a run they've been on. They're going to go from down 11 to perhaps taking a double-digit lead here. There's Lockoff. Trying to slash his way. Turn around in the lane, fills it up.
I loved it. Tanner Lockoff, a little step back, and we're going to get another timeout. Lockoff did not become one of those guys that freaks out because he's in the middle of the lane. Just relaxes, a little step back into Barry.
It's going to be Tanner Lockoff's first bucket of the night here. So now 30-20. Wayne Trace leads this one late in this third quarter. Not what we thought was going to happen after Van Wert had the first 11 of the night.
And a lot of decisions now moving forward for Van Wert. You see the brain trust right there, Jeremy Best and his assistants talking things over. When you have a young team, Randy, you can't go into the huddle all the time, all fire and brimstone, because you'll scare them where they don't want to react. A lot of cajoling, a lot of building confidence. You know, you're going to have a lot of mistakes when you have a young basketball team, but you got to find a way to keep them engaged, telling them you're only down by 10. We can still win this one.
So 30-20. Wayne Trace now leads this one. It was 2014 Van Wert at the end of the half. And it's been all Raiders here to start our second half of basketball.
Has gotten that student section for Van Wert very vocal as well. It's funny how student sections, when you're winning, Randy, they become a little more vocal.
Yeah, it's weird how that happens, right? Cougars, after the timeout, get the basketball back. Still looking for their first points of the half.
Also, when you're winning, how active your defense becomes. Great hands and foot movement by Wayne Trace here.
A nice athletic move there by McCracken to come back, get the basketball. Here's Welsh. Welsh draws a double team. Griffin McCracken, three ball, buries the Hoffman Edwards Plumbing Heating and Air three-pointer.
That'll get the Van Wert student section fired up. Good job by our camera guy, Curtis Aldrich, capturing that reaction.
That is the third three-pointer he's got tonight. And now a travel trying to spin and dish with Brady Miller.
I know Griffin McCracken's dad, he's up here sitting next to us wearing that hoodie that has number 3 and McCracken on it. I know that's going to get him fired up. Griffin having himself a night.
Had 9 points, all on three-pointers. Could use a couple more if you're a Cougar fan.
A big possession here. They get some points on right before the end of the quarter. They can start talking about coming back and winning this one.
Here's McCracken, had the ball in his hands. It'll go into the corner, or they'll bury the three this time. Cohen Bragg gets his first basket of the night.
Cohen Bragg, something to brag about, burying the three.
So that's back-to-back Hoffman, Edwards, plumbing, heating, and air three-pointers. Cuts this lead to 4. Clemens will have it just roll off the rim, and now a travel. We're going to have 2 white jerseys both go for the rebound.
I think Stoller tried to grab it away from Clemens, and that's what caused the travel to occur. 9.7 left now. Huge moment in this basketball game if Van Wert can get this down to a one-possession game before the end of the quarter.
And we're going to get a tie-up here. Arrow's going to stay with Van Wert, but now just 0.7 of a second to go.
Yeah, not what you want, right? 9-7 left. You have a chance to get another bucket, and you dribble into traffic.
Quick inbound. Crummey's attempt is going to be blocked, and that's how this third quarter will end. But what a run for Wayne Trace. They go from down 6 to up 4, 30-26. Heading into the fourth quarter, we'll take a timeout here in WOSN. 30-26, Wayne Trace with a lead over Van Wert as we begin quarter number 4 here in the Palace. Miles and I will be right back here a week from tonight, bringing you more high school basketball. We're going to get double dip of the Crestview Knights next week. Crestview will head over to Spencerville for their Northwest Conference opener. Miles and I will be there for that one. Then right back here in the Palace on Saturday for Crestview and Wayne Trace.
Excited to see Ren Sheets. Almost pulled the upset last night over Spencerville, but Shawnee is a Crestview team that can score some baskets.
Going up against a Spencerville team that can score some baskets, as we saw, so looking forward to that.
So many good perimeter players in Northwest Ohio this year. And it seems like the teams that have them in twos.
Well, you need them, right? Crummey wanted the dunk. He'll settle for the finger roll and a chance at a three-point play.
Yeah, how about this? Running the floor. Good find by Kelly. And Crummey with the finish. And what do you do, Randy? When you finish through contact, you flex to your teammates.
So he gets the basket. Now he's going to go to the least famous recipe chicken free throw line, where he will hit off the heel of the iron. But a big basket here makes it a 2-point game to begin our fourth quarter.
Jeremy Best, head coach of the Cougars, got to be excited about his young team responding.
A blocking call coming here. This is going to go, I believe, on Cohen Bragg.
Bragg tried to jump it, but got there a little bit late. When you hit with your hips, they're going to call that contact.
So first foul of the quarter, first one whistled against Bragg here. 7:20 to go. A little bit of a lower scoring affair than we anticipated tonight. Still early in the season. Team's still getting their basketball legs under them. A good ball movement. It's going to lead to the Hoffman Edwards Plumbing Heating and Air three-pointer by Tanner Lockoff.
Tanner Lockoff, not just a shot taker, but a shot maker against that zone that Van Wert jumped to.
So Lockoff now with just 6, now a foul on the other end here.
Well, how well schooled was Wayne Trace, though? Saw the zone, said, you know what, all we got to do is make a diagonal pass to the free throw line, and we'll spin it back over to Lockoff, and he'll bury it.
Second foul of the night on Zach Stoller. Van Wert will inbound here, 6:50 to go. We're going to get a travel.
Boy, in the NBA, this is a play on. But here in high school, they're going to get a little extra steps. And it's going to be Cohen Bragg that was just trying to get his feet set for the shot.
Van Wert's going to extend their defense now here against Wayne Trace. Raiders break that without much trouble. Had Gerber on the wing. Gerber with a good dish inside. Stoller gets the kick out. And the three from Sin off the mark, no good. Long rebound out to Welsh. Welsh will leave this one ahead. Little hesitation under the basket, no good from Collins. Here's the kick out. McCracken's three is no good. But another offensive rebound. We'll shoot baseline the other side, and we're going to get a clear out and a forearm going for the rebound.
Griffin McCracken is going to say, you know what, sir, I'm strong, but I'm not sure I can push. Yeah, look at that. That's a tough call because he's just working hard. He's not benching Carter Clemens out of the way.
So Van Wert again extending their defense. Wayne Trace will break it. He'll have this into the front court. Going diagonal, they're going to throw it away as Gerber lost the handle.
Both coaches really pulling all the tricks out of the bag. This little bit of pressure by Jeremy Best results in another turnover for Wayne Trace. Both coaches working hard here tonight.
33-28. Wayne Trace leads. 6 minutes left to play. Cougars have the basketball. Kelly comes between the circles for McCracken. Here's the good entry pass. Crummy is going to dribble it on the baseline and turn it over.
I like it, though, because if you get Crummy on that low block, you see who they have in the corner? They got Welch, right? So when that double team collapses down on him, kick it out to Welch for a three-ball attempt. Stay with that set if you're Van Wert.
Looks like Caden Sin is going to re-enter as Zach Stoller will sit down.
And back to this 2-2-1. That's kind of giving Wayne Trace a little bit of issue here of late.
There's one poked away. Quick hands there from Kelly. Will force another inbound. Tough spot, too, right in that corner.
Now look at the length of Kelly. He got those long arms and the quick feet. He is going to be a tenacious defender in the next 4 years for Van Wert.
Well, Robo didn't have to move much to get all the action right there.
RoboCam doing a good job. I incorrectly earlier gave credit to Curtis Aldrich on the fan reaction shot for Van Wert. It was actually RoboCam that did a great job on that.
Not that Curtis hasn't done a great job tonight. So here's one out of bounds, so Van Wert will force the turnover. Coach Linder explaining that, you sure that wasn't a red jersey that touched it?
Randy, it is something about our camera guys. Like, if they get a shot, man, they want credit for it, right? We hear it in our ear right away.
Can we do one of those wacky nights like ESPN used to do where the announcers become the crew become the announcers? This is McCracken. He will bury the Hoffman Edwards Plumbing Heating and Air three-pointer.
Somebody call his mama, because Griffin McCracken is a bad dude from behind the arc.
That's 4 tonight. That makes it a 2-point game with 5 minutes to go. Raiders able to bring it into the front court. This is where they've had some problems. And they'll answer with the Hoffman Edwards Plumbing Heating and Air three in the corner.
Gerber didn't baby that one. That's a man-sized three.
Second of the night, team's 7th of the game. Pushes it immediately back to a 5-point game. No-look pass for Welch. Can't get it high off the window. And the Raiders come up with a miss. Gerber, the free throw line. Sin, NBA range, no problem, buries it.
Oh, absolutely. Sin, sensational. Number 3 with another 3.
And again, our three-pointers tonight brought to you by Hoffman Edwards Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Take pride in providing the highest quality plumbing and heating along with the best customer service. Call 419-238-5628 for all of your HVAC needs. Timeout on the floor. It's an 8-point lead for Wayne Trace, and we'll be right back here on WOSN. 39-31, Wayne Trace with the lead over Van Wert here. 4:21 left to play. Got to be deflating for Van Wert. Been a couple of times. Big three on one end, making a one-possession game, feeling good, and immediately Wayne Trace's response is to go down and hit a three on the other end.
Yeah, you wonder if that's part of what they do philosophy, right? Someone hits a three, we're going to take one on the other end. That's a wet blanket moment when you bury it.
It's been the offense tonight for the Raiders. Really, both teams. Keaton Wells trying to muscle his way for an open look. It's no good. Rebound grabbed by Tanner Lockoff. Lockoff had an issue.
They get a little bit of an inadvertent finger to the eyeball, an eye rake. Offer friendship, rake the eyes, all that stuff. Or is he grabbing his nose?
He's going to come over here. Official's going to take a look. We'll see. You can see here. You saw him get the rebound and then double over.
Must have happened before we picked it up. Whatever it is, they're going to slow things down.
So we'll see this again. Yeah, you can see him already down. He kind of doubled over, and then the rebound comes to him. So he'll take that moment to kind of hold on to the basketball.
Well, you think he's in the huddle saying, Coach, at least I got the rebound.
So 39-31 here. Wayne Trace is team's taking a moment, taking time out on the floor.
The student section enjoying things. Now, this guy right here, Randy, in the tank top. Now, I'm glad that we talked about what to wear tonight and we didn't go tank top because it was one of the things we were considering, right?
That was one, right?
How about the chain, the Cougar chain? I like that. That is cool.
And come over from football season?
And I don't know if you noticed, but this White Sox jersey, yep, Michael Jordan, number 45. What a great baseball career he had.
Greatest Baron of all time.
Name another one, Red.
.345 and counting left to play.
8-point lead. You're going to see Wayne Trace start to work the clock, spread the floor, pass it around.
I just want to watch Clemens and Crummy go one-on-one. Can we just clear the floor and let those
fun,
two?
Wouldn't it? I was just going to say, though, if you want to run clock, don't pass it to Clemens because he's got one speed. He's going to turn and go. He's not passing that back out.
He's going to go to the Least Famous Recipe Chicken free throw line. First one is no good. Free throws tonight are brought to you by Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Lima, Wapak, Delvis, and St. Mary's. Call Lee's for all of your catering needs. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, where home style happens here. He will miss both of them. Crummy's going to get the miss. So Van Wert with a chance here. 3.5 minutes to go. Xavier Kelly back up. Crummy comes top of the key. Over to Bragg. 3-ball, no good. Clemens gets the miss, finds an outlet in Brady Miller. Miller ahead. Gerber thought about, again, had that in-rhythm three earlier. Thought he was going to take a second one.
You saw Welch for Van Wert pick up Sin from about 30 feet away. They've learned their lesson. Do not let Sin have an open look from behind the arc.
Clemens held high. He's going to need some help. Wayne Trace taking advantage as the foul's going to be called here. Griffin McCracken tried that back tap, caught the body. Going to be his second, team's fourth, so the next one will send Wayne Trace into the bonus here with 2:54 to go. Might have been the plan here. Some of the struggles that Wayne Trace had at the free throw line. You wonder if Van Wert wants to extend this as much as possible. Kelly getting a little handsy there, but no foul called, and now block is going to be called.
Keaton Welch tried to get underneath to get a charge call. Good call by you, though, on the hands. Watch him slide his feet. They tried to get a charge call, but never really was set or got in a good position to get that call. And now they're going to do a little housekeeping, trying to keep that floor from being too slippery.
Tanner Lockoff is going to go back to the Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throw line. He'll get a couple of free throws here with 2:43 to go. So Wayne Trace has reached the bonus. They lead this one, as you see, 39-31. And now we have a violation on the first one. So Lockoff will get one free throw. Did he step over the line?
Yeah, referee did go like this over top the line, and that's exactly what the call was. Good eyes by you, partner.
So Lockoff technically splits the pair, but it's a 9-point lead for the Raiders. Here's Bragg. He's square up. Tries the three. It's no good. Clemens will take the rebound away from Crummy. They're going to force Van Wert to extend their defense as Lockoff sprints into the front court with 2:20 to go. Clemens from the free throw line spins in the lane again, trying to go under his defender, and he's going to be called for the travel.
I was just going to say again, man, you're living dangerously when you're trying to work some clock by dumping it inside to Clemens. He's going to go, man. He's going to go attack. Maybe bypass that high entry post lob to him.
2:11 to play. Van Wert comes back with the basketball. They got to quickly inbound it. Premier sponsor for Van Wert tonight is First Federal Bank in Van Wert. Your community, your bank. Your three. And it's a good one. And the first bucket of the night for Caden Collins.
A good find by Xavier Kelly. To find Collins, keeps him in it. 2-possession game.
A 5-on-4 momentarily as Van Wert tried to go for that steal. Out trouble, nearly a backcourt call, and Jim Linder wants to take a timeout. So we'll take one as well. Minute 46 to play. Wayne Trace still leads this one, and we'll be back here on WOSN. 40-34, Wayne Trace with a lead over Van Wert here. That's a look.
That's a lot to unpack, isn't it? It says Skittles on his tank top, and then how about that old school Raiders jersey from, I don't know, you think mid-80s?
Yeah, I was going to say mid to late 80s.
Stealing that one from Dad's closet.
Had the, was that next to that, was it an old school Wayne Trace practice jersey?
It was.
A little bit of everything. Red, white, and blue night here, it appears, for the Wayne Trace student section. The Raiders trying to bounce back after taking a tough loss to Bryan last night. Walkoff with some trouble in the double team. And now we're going to get a foul called with 1:30 to go.
Boy, they had the trap that they wanted. Keaton Welch gets a little too handsy. If you don't get the steal, though, it's okay. You got to stop the clock. But you just got to be careful on who you're fouling. You don't want good free throw shooters going to the line.
So Brady Miller will get a couple of chances at the Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throw line. First one is good. That is his first point of the night, by the way. Second one is much the same as the first.
Boy, that was cool by Brady Miller. First points. They come with 1:30 left. Just buries 2 free throws.
Extends that lead to 8.
And they got Miller all over McCracken. Going to be tough for him to get a 3 off.
Bragg, corner 3, spins all the way around. McCromie, the right place at the right time, gets the putback and the quick timeout taken by Van Wert.
This is smart by Crummy, right? You're a big guy. What do? Just hang around the rim. You're going to out-jump everybody, put it back in. And that was really close to going down on the 3 ball by Cohen Bragg, but at least Crummy keeps him in it. A little bit of daylight still for Van Wert.
Can we see that again and just count how many times that ball rolled around the cylinder?
Went around the world, didn't it?
Yeah, it sure did. So we've got, let's see here.
Flat Earthers
1, 2, oh, just twice, I guess.
Flat Earthers are going to be mad at that around the world right there. But Crummy finishes.
That's the important part, right? He's got points. It's a 2-possession game here with under a minute and a half to play. And it's not the that's the timeout clock running down. That's not obviously the game clock running. That'd be weird, right? With both teams in a huddle. Running clock.
Coach, should we get out there? Nah, just let it run. I want to thank Kevin Wanamaker for Van Wert getting us all kinds of information ready for this game.
Wayne Trace.
Wayne Trace, yep. Wayne Trace, you're right. Boy, he does a great job. I love that extended series that he sent us. These two teams really keep track of who does what when they play.
So Wayne Trace will get to run the baseline off the inbound following the made basket. Minute 17 to go. He's having some trouble, and we're going to have a 5-second call.
A great defense by Van Wert and a lack of movement by Wayne Trace. Tough to inbound it when everybody's staring at you, not moving.
Van Wert, as you see on our scoreboard, out of timeouts.
They'll bring Cohen Bragg back in for Collins for his shooting ability.
Here is Welsh. Welsh pulls up, step inside the free throw line. Hasn't been his night offensively. Nice job tipping the rebound straight up by Caden Sin. Sin's going to have it in the corner. Sin will find Clemens. Clemens will double clutch the pass. Gets it out as Wayne Trace will use some ball movement to put this away with a basket by Gerber. Under a minute left in this one. McCracken has bodies around him. Here's Bragg. His three-pointer left short. And a foul committed here with 42.9 left to go. Bragg's three-pointer just grazes the front of the iron. You see the rebound grab there from Carter Clemens. He's then fouled. Foul's going to go on Xavier Kelly. He's going to pick up his second. And now Clemens, who has 8 points tonight, will head back to the Lee's famous recipe chicken free throw line. And the first free throw is no good. So here is that offense for defense. It's Caden Collins, who has 3 points tonight. Checks back in. He saw number 11 run in for the Cougars. As Clemens will split the free throws, buries the second one. Quick three in the other end. This one off the iron is no good. Another rebound grabbed by the Raiders, and now foul committed with 32 seconds to go. And it'll be Tanner Lockoff's turn to walk down and try a couple attempts from the Lee's famous recipe chicken free throw line. Following the conclusion of this one, Miles will have the chance to talk to our Stolly Insurance Hustle Award winner. Check out the highlights of tonight's Stolly Insurance Hustle Award winner on our WOSN YouTube page. As Lockoff buries his first free throw as he tries to inch close to double digits, now with 8 points tonight. And he'll make it 9. As we're going to have a timeout on the floor here with 32 seconds to go. So we'll take one more timeout here on WOSN. 32 seconds left in this one. Wayne Trace trying to get set defensively for a Van Wert rally here late as the Cougars have the basketball, find themselves down, trying to save a possession. Here's a ball out of bounds, but a good job. Keaton Welsh knocks that off a white jersey, so Van Wert will keep it. 22 and a half seconds left to go. Welsh to inbound. To send Crummy. Crummy in the lane. Missed the runner, but he's going to get a couple of opportunities from the Lee's famous recipe chicken free throw line. Tanner Lockoff, the guilty party there. Tried to hold his ground, but he's going to be whistled for the block. His first foul of the night. As the first toss, no good for Crummy. He'll get one more here. Crummy with 12 points. One of two Van Wert players in double figures tonight. Will make the second, so splits the free throws. Makes it a 10-point game here with 20 seconds left. Here's a ball that's going to hit on the end line, so Wayne Trace does commit a turnover. So Van Wert will get this one back. Xavier Kelly to inbound. Down to 18 seconds to go. Throws this into Crummy. Crummy will find a guard. Now here's Xavier Kelly. Kelly tries the three. It's no good. Crummy right on the basket. Gets the putback. So add to his totals. Wayne Trace will inbound, and they're going to have another turnover as they'll get this one on the sideline. So giving Van Wert a couple opportunities. Make this final score a little bit closer. Xavier Kelly to inbound. Finds Welsh. Welsh, one final three. It's no good. The horn will sound on our final tonight from the Palace. We'll see Wayne Trace get back on the winning side as the Raiders knock off Van Wert this evening, 47-39. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll go down to the floor. Miles Holliday is going to catch up with our Stolly Insurance Hustle Award winner when we return. Wayne Trace able to battle back in the second half. They get a 47-39 win tonight over Van Wert as they get back into the winning side of things after falling last night. Big part was the three-point shooting of Caden Sin. He is tonight's Stolly Insurance Hustle Award winner. He's down on the floor with our Miles Holliday.
Congratulations. Great comeback win. You guys were down 11-0 early. Coach Linder called timeout. What changed during that timeout?
We were able to run the sets. He got the sets. Hey, we run it through practice every single day. Practice how you play, and teammates were able to give me the ball, and we were able to execute and finish it out.
A great shooting night for you. A big time from behind the arc. With the last name Sin, if you don't make perimeter jumpers, they kick you out of the family?
I sleep outside for the night. If it's real bad, I sleep outside for the whole week. But hey.
Big night for you guys, especially on the offensive rebounds and defensive rebounds. How big is Clemens for you guys?
He's huge. Crummy, 6'5". What is he, a freshman? Got to give a lot of respect for him and guys in that locker room, but Carter's big, and he's able to contain Crummy, and like I said, a lot of respect, but we were able to get the job done tonight.
All right, tough loss last night at Bryan. You guys got down early, but you came back and won this one. What's to say about the character of this team?
We bounced back. You know our coach, Coach Linder, we're going to bounce back every single night. Whether it's a win or loss, we're going to come back and wash that out of our minds, but we're able to come back and get the win tonight, which feels great.
All right, last thing. A great night from the perimeter all night long. Half-court shot. Let's go this one. You think you're going to make it?
I don't know. I'm gassed. I'm tired.
All right, here we go. Half-court. That looks pretty good. Oh, Randy, he was red hot all night long. Thanks a lot, man.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you. Randy, guy can shoot it.
Yeah, almost added with that. That would have been a big half-court one. So 47-39, the final. Wayne Trace gets the win over Van Wert. Each team ends up 2 players, double figures tonight for Wayne Trace. Caden Sin led the way with 17. Tyson Gerber added 10 for Van Wert. Zach Crummy heard in the interview there with 15. Griffin McCracken added 12. We want to thank everyone for making our night possible here in Wayne. Trace starts with our director, Ken Rinker. I want to thank Curtis high atop the Palace here getting all the shots tonight. Of course, Jim Linder and the great staff at Wayne Trace. I know he gets a lot of help when he's busy out on the floor every Friday and Saturday night. And, of course, Nick and Kelly back at our WOSN studios in Lima. So 47-39, Wayne Trace gets the win over Van Wert as they get back into the winning side of things. So for my partner, Miles Holliday, and our entire WOSN crew, I'm Rady Roberts. Thanks for watching, everyone.